So let's continue with this MongoDB topic, and let's go a bit deeper. So in this video we will try to build an application that lets the user to upload images. So he can basically build some kind of an image gallery, and that can be done with the just simple frontend that has a form that accepts image uploading. Very simple thing. And then in the backend we will use the same kind of a database as in the previous video, but we are now introducing this package called Multer. So this is handy when you are working with files. So first of all, we actually need this this package, and then we are also going to need these TypeScript type helpers for our application for this Multer. And now I'm going to once again close Discord and Teams, and now we can use npm start to start our application. Seems to be working, and if we go to this 8000, it is bringing us the widescreen. So what I have here, I have this server, and now we are not going to connect to the poem TP, we are using it, this let's call it image database. Otherwise this is quite the same. And then we have this router, which is right now pretty much empty. And here we are going to need a model for the image, and then we are going to need the Multer config. And then in the front end I have just simple HTML page that has an input form. So this is an upload form. It is going to upload two things. First of all, we have the image. So this input is a typed file, and it will accept every image it is required. And then we have a text area that lets user to have some kind of a description for the image, and then there is a submit button. In the below there is image grid div element, and all the images will be visible on this div when the web page is loaded, but right now we do not have anything there. So now the website is rendering, so we have this kind of a HTML page, and it's showing us that we can select a file and then write a description and upload it. Good. And what's here in the Multer documentation? Let's scroll a bit down. So there is this API, and how does it use? So we need to use this disk storage. We are going to save those files to the disk. So this is how we're going to use it. We need to build this storage. We are giving it two different definitions, specifications, destination, where the files are going to be saved, and what is the file name we are going to use. So now we are not going to upload the files there, but some other folder. So let's try to build first this. So let's have it here, some kind of a folder called middleware, and we can here have a specification for this Multer. So Multer config .ts. First of all, we need that Multer. We are taking this storage engine and Multer from Multer, just like that. And then we are also needing storage engine like this. We are also needing this path, because we are going to do some file saving to some kind of a path. And as was mentioned here, we are going to need these lines of code. Let's copy paste them here and modify this. And finally we need to export this module called upload. So yeah, here we have also the specification now. Yeah, now it sounds okay. So there is a request file and then some kind of a callback, and this storage is typed storage engine. Yes, and as the documentation says that this first parameter is null, and otherwise we can save it to somewhere. We can use this our public folder and images subfolder. So we are going to saving the files here under public so that our website has access to those images. So what else? Then there is this file name. So yeah, this is one way to do it. Have some kind of a random numbers, etc. Let's remove this. We don't need this kind of hash there. We can use this file name, which is very good. User has already some kind of a file name when he or she is uploading it from the computer. Then we are going to add a date now to it, so it's a bit more unique, so we are not overriding if two different users upload the same file there twice. We are adding a date time there, so it's not, the risk that they would be overwritten is quite low. And then we would need the also the extension for the file that we can get file original name like this. So now this should be working. So file extension is there and there is the file name, and we are adding the timestamp there in the between. This is the Multer config. Now we would need to way to upload the file. So let's start by writing something for our front end. So this upload button requires something to the code. Let's add defer here so that it will be, yeah, I don't like this script being here. I prefer to have it here with the defer keyword. So it's used only when the whole website has been loaded. No, not this file, but this file. So we are going to need some way to upload the communicate to the backend. So let's write a document get element by ID, and we have this upload form. So it's this one, and we are adding event listener, and now we are listening submit. We have a async function event, and let's then do something with this event. And as the browser itself is going to give the option to upload, so this form will have a default upload event. We are going to first disable that so we can handle it by our own code. So prevent default. So now that is not functioning anymore. I am missing a parenthesis here. So first let's take the form data equals new form data, this, and this is now the form we have at our hand. And then we can check this form data and append this a description what we have in the other field. Get element by ID. It was called disk. Let's see. Yes, here we have an ID and name disk, and we are taking its value like that. Then let's try to communicate to the backend. So first we are going to create a response, await, fetch, making a simple fetch call. What kind of a API we have? We are working with API / upload, so we are uploading it. And what next? Let's define that this will definitely be a post call, because we are sending a file that doesn't fit into the get call, so we are making a post call. And its body will be this form data. And now if response is not okay, so there will be okay term, and then we have issue. We will throw new error upload failed. And if there wasn't any errors, then we can just this response data const response data await wait and response JSON. As mentioned, we can get errors. So if there was an error, we can also then now console log that happened. There was an error and error. It's very hard to write English, and it's very hard to write JavaScript. Then it would be also nice to have these images here on the page when they are uploaded, but we can work it out that later on, but it can be done here in the final clause. Now we have a way to upload the image to the backend, but here in the backend we have nothing to take care of that upload process. So first we will need this model, as we are saving the image file on the file system, but this description and link to that file is going to the MongoDB database. So let's first build a model for this. And we are starting by importing Mongoose, and we are not taking everything. We need this document and schema. Then let's build an interface. So we have a file name, it's a string. Then we have a description, it's also a string. Then we have a path to the, we have a path to the file, it's also a string. And we have this timestamp, so it was created at, and its type is date. Then we might have some kind of ID, and its type is string. So this is the interface we are going to use, and then we need the actual schema. This interface is because we are using the TypeScript. So let's work with this schema then. here we have also this file name. Type is string and it's required true. And then let's copy paste these 4 times. So file name and then this description. Path and created at. So this last one is type date and it has a default value. So we don't need to have it required, it has a default value date now. And then we are creating this image, which is typed mongoose model image. And finally we will export this. Both the image schema and then the interface. Then we could start having these API endpoints. So first let's try to build this upload, then we will also have the some kind of how to get those images, but first we need to have a way to upload them. So here we are using a middleware, as this was here in the middleware folder. It gives us the impression that it is a middleware, so we are using it here, middle here. So upload single image. Then we have the request response, yes, and we will try to do something. So first let's check what has happened to this file. If there is no file at all, we can just return this response status 400 JSON message. No file uploaded. We are missing this upload, of course. I forgot to import it. First we need image and image from models/image. Yes, like this. And then this upload from middleware. Like this. Let's now get here. We are saving to the database the image name and its path, but now we are saving it under the public folder, so we do not need the actual public part there. So we can get rid of that. So this image path, which is string, is this request file path, and we will replace this public with emptiness. Yeah, catch is expected. So that's done. Now we can then save something to the database. So let's create a new image. And its file name is this request file name. Then we have this description, and it's this request body description. And then finally we have this path to the actual file, and that we just parsed, so it's in this img path like this. And then we can save it. Now we should have a file in the file structure and then the database instance in the database. We can log that file uploaded and save it in the database. And then return response status 201 JSON. Actually, we can copy paste this text here like this. Done. But there might be some errors, so let's catch them. Any error, I will just copy paste some error code here. So we are printing out that we have an error while uploading the file, and we are giving a status 500, which is now here internal server error. Now we should have a way to upload an image. Let's try it. Let's take just something. Here we have a Lego matrix. Let's take that. Let's try to upload it. What is it's calling like that? And yeah, so we have an error in our JavaScript. Yeps, upload form typo. Let's try it again. So I was uploading this Lego matrix test. Okay, and now we definitely got further. So Multer is giving us an error, unexpected field. And yes, I have a typo here too. Yeah, it seems to be the typo day. So we are getting an image, and this is actually the same that we have here, the ID. So that is the image we are now getting. Let's see if this is any better now. Yeah, we are getting further. So I created this folder here. Now we can see that our image has been uploaded to the folder. So it was missing this folder. It could not create that. Now we have the file there. Let's then see what's in our database. So yes, I have a typo here. So I'm using this image.db when it's called image.db when it's called images.db. So let's remove the S here. Now we need to run this again, and the image should be there. Let's see. Now we should have two images. They are the same image, but yeah, it's working. And now we can get to the database. And now there is this image. So first we have the ID that is generated by MongoDB. Then we have the file name. This is just the file name and with extension and the timestamp here. Then there is this description test, which is written here. And then there is the file path and file name. So it's in images, and then the image name. And finally we have this, when was it created, this other timestamp. So very good, it is working. So the next thing is to build an API to get those images. So API images, this will provide us every image. So once again, try catch. And we are trying to get images, so a lot of them. And this type is this image array, like this. Or it can be null if there are no images in the database. Wait, image find. So we are finding all the images. And if no images were found, so this array would be null. Then we can just once again provide a message. Let's say no image is found. Otherwise, we could check how and what kind of a data we are getting. Now we can, we will need this catch. Yes, like this. And now we could use the Bruno once again. We have the API called images. Let's call it. And yeah, we are not getting a response to this API because this is not responding anything. But we got a message here in the server, so it is working. We got the images. There is only one right now, but it was got. So let's just have this response, and status might be 200, so everything was found. And in JSON we are providing what we got from the database. So we are not providing the image files, images, but we are providing what we got from database, and there are links to the actual image file in the file system, like this. And we could have some kind of a log message that yeah, we managed to get something. And once again, let's copy paste this error message. So if we catch an error, then we can show it to the server side. So of course this does not happening while downloading, but while fetching, like this. And now our application is actually returning something. So now we call this Bruno, and it's giving us this. Let's upload a second file there. So we have AI robot. Let's upload that. Description here. Let's see. Yes. So now we have this AI generated robot image there. And we have two of these Lego images. The older one is not in use. It's not linked in our database, so we have made a garbage. And this Bruno, now it's fetching and it's getting two images. Very good. And what if we only want to get one image? It's usually, at least in some cases, to only get one image. So we have this other API endpoint, so we are having this ID. So let's have that one too. No, we are of course try. Catch. And yes, there is this error, which can be type of any. Let's see if I still have the, yes, file fetching a file. Yes, and this should provide us only the one image, not everything. So let's find it. Now we are not getting an array, we are only getting a one image. find by ID, and we are getting that ID from request params ID, like that. And then if there is no image, image not found. Otherwise, we could just have these here and return the image. Let's try this one. So image/id/something. So now we got internal server error, and we are also noting that we have a cast error. So as we were calling this with this number, which is not a valid ID, we can take a valid ID from here. Let's try this one now, like this, and now we got one image, so this is also working. What if we wanted to update the information? So we could also do that. So here in the Bruno we have several options. Now we are happy using get and post, but if we want to update something, let's use this patch. Let's use this ID, and now let's try to update the description. So we have the ID for this image, then let's try to update the description. And this is a bit similar than this get one image, so let's copy paste this here. So now we are once again going through this API, but we are not using get, we are using patch, and getting one image, and after that we need to patch this image description. So let's just modify it. So we are having the image, it has a description, but we are replacing the description with the description that is provided with this call, like this. And now we can just save the image like this, and we are not providing any image, we are providing a message image updated, like this. And we can give the same message here, like this. Yes, now we need to provide, we're providing the ID here, now we need to also provide this description. So description modified text. Let's try to make this call. Image updated, and we got the message image updated, and we can check what's in the database. Now there is a modified text, so we managed to modify this first image. So now we are patching the call. This is easy because we can make here a patch call, but it's much harder to do it in the browser. Now what we are missing, we have a lot of images in the backend. It would be nice to show them here in the front end. So let's write just a bit JavaScript to get those images. Let's have two functions. Let's first have the fetch image. Function, and we are trying to get the images from the backend. Otherwise we will catch an error. And we log error like this. But the most interesting part of the code is here. So const response so we are fetching all the images from this API/images. And if this response is okay, if it's not okay, then we are just throwing new error, fail to fetch images. Otherwise we have the images, so they are here. And now when I'm speaking about images, they are not the image files, they are the database entries. The data of these images are here. So actually we could have image data. That would be better. Fetch image data like this. And here we have this response JSON is giving us what we want. And then let's build another function that it is then actually showing the images here on the web page. So display images, and we are giving these image data, no image data to the display image function, and then let's build that one. So let's first build a image grid. So we will have images on the grid on the web page, as we have already specified here. We have some kind of a grid. We need to use some CSS too when we are trying to make this beautiful. Like this. Then we have a for loop. So for every image, let's create a new container. And this container can be a div tag element. And now in this image item, we can add class called image item, and then we need to get the image. We are creating the image tag, and then this image source is going to be something that we got from the database. So we will have a http / localhost 8000, and then we have this path what we have in the database. No. And that's provided here in the image data. Path. So this was from the database, and now we are using it here in the front end. Then we had also this description. So we can have a paragraph there, and description text content equals this image data I description. And now we can add these all three elements to our document object model. So first of all, we had this image item. Let's append a child. This first is image, and then also this description, and then we have this image grid. We will append child this image item. When our web page is loaded, we could call this fetch image data so that we would see some images here, and we do not see anything. And yes, I put some error messages like hello here, and then I noticed that here I have a typo. It seems that now I'm having very many typos, and now we got the images to our web page. And the console is full of these hello messages. But yeah, as you can see, this is pretty ugly. So let's have some CSS here. It would be nice. So let's go to this style CSS and let's build something there. So first of all, let's start with having a body font margin, and then we have this header and image grid. So let's have a bit margin there. Displays grid, and the grid template columns repeat 4 times. So let's see if this is already not. It's not doing anything because we need to have also a bit smaller images. So let's first have this item image max width 100% and height is auto. And then, oh sorry, yeah, that is for the image, but then let's have something here. So a bit border, 1 pixel is enough, solid, and some kind of a grayish color. Once again, a bit margin there. Border radius 5 pixels is fine. A bit padding, and width 50%. Let's see how is it now look. Now we have a smaller images there. And then these form buttons could also be having it a bit nicer look. I'm just copy pasting just simple. So we are doing some border on the buttons and different colors, and text area a bit bigger, and button with different colors, and hover effect there. So like this, now we have a blue button and the form is here in the center. Let's bake text here. How does it work? Let's put it like this. And yeah, we actually, when we are uploading this file, we could also fetch the images and update the page. So we have now here in the final close, when this is done, we can fetch the images. So let's try it again. Let's put a third rocket, so like this. Now it automatically uploaded. Yeah, I did not clean the, yeah, it's working. Besides just text and numbers, our database can have also like links the different elements, the different files that are in the file system, and then we can use these files as a part of our web page. So we can upload them, the files, and then fetch them and show them on our web page. So this was the second part of the MongoDB, and now we are using MongoDB in combination with Multer and file system uploading thingies. And not that hard part that either.